Garrosh versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine. Victory or
Might be too greedy to keep this hand. I'll try it. Because I can play the Acolytes with the Unstable Ghouls, or with the Death Spite. I also would have needed something like Death Spite earlier in the last game to deal with the Drake. Why do I keep running into Handlock all of a sudden? It's weird. Could have Inner Aged it for guaranteed card. Desperately need to draw some cards. 2, 4, 8. It's not enough. So I will have to use an Inner Age if I want to clear this turn. Maybe I don't want to. Is it worth an execute? Might be. Okay, Warsong and Frothing. And my second execute. That's a good point to start. I would really like to have an Emperor now. Maybe I get it. This would be nice. Also looking for Battle Rages. This would just die to Hellfire. But if he plays Giant, if he plays Watcher, Shadow Flame stuff, I don't know. It depends. He might have an Ooze. Ooze gives me 2 armor though. Yay. Would need Bell Rage. He wants to clear this because he doesn't want me to draw 3 cards from Battle Rage, but sadly I don't have it.
So many possibilities.
Even though I drew like 4 cards from the Acolytes. 4, 9. That's interesting though. Warsong Frothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 with Red Corsair. So I have 7 triggers on the board. With Whirlwind it's 14. No. -1 because of the owl. 13 plus 3 plus 2. 16, 18, 22, Red Corsair, lethal.
What now?
Charge forward!
The blade be thirsty.
Blood and plunder! Hey, give me a minute! Strike! No!
Shoot!
Aww, come on. Where's this card? Thanks.
Nice strike.
versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild. Victory or death!
Might be worth keeping the Gnomish Inventor. No. Would rather get some weapons. Slightly better. But I got an Execute for some innovate shenanigans. And an Execute trigger. Looks alright so far. Him going first with Wild Growth was pretty tough though. I'll just play it to distract him from the board. Shredder? No. Got some combo pieces here. I just have to make sure that I can use all of this. Emperor will be good. Oh, Bell Range. I'm 1 mana off though. Like Slam, Death Spite, be okay.
What now?
Maybe I injure this, draw 2 cards with Battle Rage. Could just play the Unstable Ghoul. Or use my Execute. Execute Coin Battle Rage?
I must choose.
Okay.
Strike.
This didn't help much. Still need like Emperor, Patron, maybe a Dread Corsair. Ouch. That's somewhat scary. Not sure about using the Death Spite. Maybe I'm just doing it like this. And yes. I have to cycle this in case of a silence. At least he didn't have a silence. Which means 3 cards from this Acolyte. That's pretty good. Why would you ever do this? This is really weird. If I had a Whirlwind, Like, he leaves up 2 bodies. Like, triple battle rage. Reveals 1 shade that is easily killed now. Huh. I guess I don't have to understand this. So there's an inner rage. I just need a whirlwind effect, I suppose. I could play the Death Bite, I guess. They drew so many cards, he probably plays Harrison. Maybe it's just better to develop some more cards. Still have 2 whirlwinds in here, and an unstable Ghoul. And Thaurissan.
Strike.
Well, I guess I risk it. I really need the whirlwind from the Dustbite. Maybe this changes things. Combo would be 10, 14, 28. 28 wouldn't be enough. If I reduce the costs here... No, I really need this whirlwind effect to go off.
No problem.
Strike. Strike.
If he plays Harrison, I can still play Emperor and hit Harrison with the War Axe. This might change things though. Because Warsong Patron seems like a good play now. Like Warsong Patron, hit this, have 2 patrons, Enrage, have 4 patrons. No. 2 patrons. 3 patrons, 4 patrons. Kill 1. Just play the swipe, but might have Wraths and Keepers. This is, again, that's not enough damage with combo. If I just play Emperor, I will be able to, that's 6, 11, 11 minus 3, 8, to play all these, play the Inner Rage, play the Whirlwind effect. And he has to deal with this. I have all combo pieces in hand. He didn't have Harrison last turn, so he shouldn't have this. Shouldn't have it this turn also. I can execute something for free. I can probably kill the Belcher with my weapon. This should work out. Hopefully. And of course I enrage first, then I have 4 patrons. Hit this again, have 5 patrons. One of which is going to be useless. And he used the Wrath, that's really good. Which means he doesn't have another one for a patron, essentially. Oh, this hurts. Ouch. This really hurts for him. Oh, this sets up such a great turn for me. I'm not even sure if I have lethal, but it doesn't quite matter right now.
Charge forward! Bleed me thirsty! Fire on! Everyone, get in here! Everyone, get in here! Everyone, get in here! Everyone, get in here!
It's 10, 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 11. Okay.
Everyone, get in here! Everyone, get everyone, get in here! Everyone, get everyone, get in here! Garrosh versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine! Victory or death!
Need a weapon. It's not a weapon. I don't have Battle Rage. I don't see a reason to develop something here. Could cycle here. Don't want to use the coin. Especially even if I find a Death Spite, I cannot use it. See? I need a Battle Rage though. He's tapping quite a bit. Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Blood and blood.
Can make 4 patrons, which will probably not be that useful. But it forces him to AoE, I guess. So I might as well just do it. That's 5, it's 8. Whirlwind is 9. I lose some combo power with Frothing and would really like to have a Battle Rage. Maybe I just go face. It's 7. It's into 17. Could go for a patron clear. Just looks a little bit cleaner. Basically forces him to Hellfire. I cleared the Drake this way. Still not quite convinced on my play, but Mallegus should have problems with
So many possibilities.
Shadow Flaming this turn because he doesn't play Watchers. Okay, maybe it's just regular Handlock with a Zombie Chow. Who knows? I need to get rid of this Death Spite. Hit is just 7, so I need to use the next Whirlwind. This will be rough because I need Whirlwinds for the Frothing, but I have this guy. What I need is Battle Rages and Warsong Commander. That's 12. $16. Like if I had a Warsong Commander, I think it's lethal. It would be exactly lethal. Well, I don't have enough mana. But in theory. So it seems like that he doesn't have either Hellfire or a Watcher to Shadow Flame. This turn gives him the opportunity of using... Maybe I should have reduced him to 16 actually. Of Molten Giant Shadow Flame or Big Game Hunter Shadow Flame. If he doesn't draw into Hellfire with like 3 more draws. But now he can't Molten Giant Shadow Flame anymore. And BGH Shadow Flame, so he wouldn't need an Ancient Watcher. I really need this Battle Rage, I really need cards. I need Warsong Commander, I need Executes, and maybe Thaurissan too. But as for now, well, it's not that bad for me. If you can't clear. But in theory, if I draw Warsong Commander, should be quite a turn for me. Kaboom! Actually, that's 15, it's 19 damage on the board already, so I don't even have to do something. Okay. Well, this was unfortunate for him. If it was a regular Handlock, what it seemed like, he missed a lot of good cards to come back from this. I feel for him a little bit.
Versus Thrall!
For Doomhammer, victory or death!
I think I can't be this greedy against the Shaman, especially because it might be Mech Shaman. In which case I really want to go up against early pressure. Uh-oh. Seems like I'm not able to get weapons. Oh, the patron comes back.
Greetings,
The light
friend.
protects me.
Interesting.
Greetings.
This lines up quite well against this. If he plays Flame Tongue, he had to be... Like, he would be afraid of Fiery Warwick. This can deal with this also. Fiery Warwicks would still be quite nice. I think I go for early board control, which means Armorsmith Whirlwind. Hit this.
Armor made to fit.
It's like making sure that his whole board dies to my unstable Ghoul. It's not really efficient, especially if he has Earthshock Flame Tongue. Okay, doesn't have it. Why would you not attack? If I had any weapon, I could just hit this, sacrifice the Ghoul, clear his board, gain some armor. I guess I just develop my taunt here.
What now?
Kill his stuff, develop my taunt. That's good enough. I don't want to sacrifice the Ghoul right now because of the Grim Patron, but it will die next turn, that's for sure. Not having any weapons by now is pretty unfortunate.
Yeah! Blood and blood.
Strike.
Thanks, Lucas Kilva Cunha. I hope I pronounced it right for the following. Oh, so he got a weapon. Seems like I have to wait until turn 8 and hope that there will be minions that I can use this combo on. Weapons, maybe? Like Death Spite? Oh, face. Wow. Okay, something to cycle. Do I want to execute this? Probably not. I can use it next turn with Emperor, depending on the board state. Don't boom me, don't Neptune on me. Jesus. I might ending up not playing the Execute, and not playing the Emperor, because I don't want him to sacrifice his boombots into my Emperor, because I want to get more patrons of it. Does this make sense? If I do it this way, I have to play these two, I have to get patrons from the boombots next turn, and I cannot execute this. So it might be better to use War Axe to trigger the execute right now, yeah. Then I can potentially kill the Drake next turn with the remaining War Axe to deny him a spell-powered Lightning Storm. If he plays a taunt though, I don't have many outs. Basically the story. 1-1. Oh. Okay, let's see how this will turn out. Okay, fine.
Charge forward, fight,
Do I want to rely on the boombots rather, or on... That's two, that's two, that's one, that's one. It's probably better to do it this way. And then to kill the Drake at last. To make sure that none of this and the new spawn patron dies. Aww. Okay. Would have been nicer if it hit something that actually spawned something new, then I could have gotten rid of the totem also. Yeah, fine. Well, that's pretty rough. I guess I need the combo to go off one more time then.
By the power of Ragnaros, I have the power!
Does playing this even make sense? Not really. I have to develop this body, even though this hand is not really reduction worthy. And he got a mech. Seems like I would need exactly my second Warsong.
Armor made to fit.
The boombots were pretty unfortunate. But yeah, I would have had one healthy patron, so he couldn't just lightning storm my board.
For Argus!
Oh. Oh yeah, okay. He doesn't want to get patroned again, I suppose. Oh, and he needs board space. This makes sense. Oh, that's a good combination. Actually, he's out of cards. He cannot silence. That's interesting. That's exactly 10 mana. I'll get a 3/2 and a 3/3 patron after he killed this guy. Doesn't give me... Okay, so how do I clear this board on the long run? Probably with patrons. But I would need a Warsong. Like, if I had a Warsong now, I could do like hit, 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 hit. Clears board. Question is, can I afford to go for the Warsong? Because that's 8, 10, 11, 15... 15 damage already. Maybe I have to go for it. Because if I just have a 3/2, it's here. If I had an inner age, I would have probably gone for the patron play. Whirlwind. The problem is the healing totem, of course. Okay. If I get my Warsong now, there's a really good chance of winning this game, but without it, it will be hard. Ah, well. Okay.
My blade be thirsty.
Six, 12, 15. Almost. Almost.
Well played. I choose death.
I might have been too aggressive with my cards early on, but I didn't really get the draws. I mean, I was 20 cards into my deck, and I bottom decked 2 Warsong commanders. No, that's not true. 1 Warsong commander. But most importantly, 2 Death Spites.